So today is September the 14th, 2021, and I had a really rough day today. I have been on an all-fruit diet since September the 1st of 2014, and I chose to do this all-fruit diet from listening to Yah'ki Awakened because he gave you so much information. Check him out. Um, he's on YouTube. He's on Instagram at Yah'ki Awakened. Is his name that he uses on the platforms. At any rate, today I got up, feeling I guess regular, and I did all my morning stuff. I fixed my green juice. I fixed my tea. Um, Took a shower, and most importantly, I got myself dressed to look cute because when I'm not in a good headspace, I normally look bad. Like I don't have any desire to look cute at all, and I don't care. And so, but I still cared, so I got cute, and I went to work, and I work in the basement, so it's really, really cold, and Yah'ki says you get out and enjoy the sun, and so I went out today at 11:30 to get some sun, and the sun was amazing. It was beaming like it does sometimes here in St. Louis. Anyway, I was outside and basking in the sun, and I chose today not to walk because normally when I go out to get sun, I walk the parking lot of where I work at. Well, I chose not to get any sun. I chose not to walk. And so I'm just standing in the sun, basking in the sun on TikTok, looking at different videos or whatever. And the reason why I chose not to walk because it came across my mind that every time I walk, um, at some point, my feet start to itch. So to try to negate getting the itchy feet, because I'm under the impression that something about me walking, the friction, the buffo, whatever it is, happens to me, that it makes me itch intensely. And so I chose not to walk, but as I was standing there with my phone, looking at TikTok, my feet started to itch. Now, I have had these itchy episodes my entire life. And I'm fearful of them because I hate to itch. Like, some years back, I had an itching episode where it was so bad that I called 911 and told them that if I didn't stop itching, that I was going to kill myself. And so an ambulance came and they took me off to the hospital. As soon as I got there, um, they gave me some type of steroid, which I really wasn't aware what they did. But at the time, when they gave it to me, within like a couple of minutes, I stopped itching. And so I'm in the room waiting on them to come back and decide that I want something I wanted that I brought into the hospital with. So I opened up the door and there's a security guard standing there. So I'm like, oh, where's my stuff? I'm ready to go. Because it's like, I don't itch anymore. So shit, send me home. Well, come to find out, they were, intending to put me in the psych ward because I had said that I wanted to kill myself for itching. But that's, a whole nother story. We'll get into that some other time probably. At any rate, my feet started itching really, really bad, and I was trying to think my way out of it. Because sometimes I can just like calm myself down, breathe, or whatever I need to do to stop the itching. Well, it was just intensifying as I leave from outside to go back down to my desk. And so I spend like the next hour and a half scratching myself, trying to uh, meditate or trying to get the itching to stop, and it wouldn't. It has to like do it on its own for whatever reason. Well, the itching really sort of ruined whatever good mood I thought I had been in for the last, 5 or 6 days. And so I just started thinking about all the things that I had been doing different from the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that I had the week before, feeling amazing. And so I went on a winery trip Saturday, and I chopped up fruit and I had all my stuff ready in the bag because I knew we were going to be out longer. Out longer than that means I haven't been breathing deeply today. And that's what Yah'ki says. A yawn is something that your body does to try to catch up on the deep breaths that you should be taking on your own. Okay, that's a whole nother story too. But anyway, where was I? Oh, my memory is so bad. Anyway, I went through that, and it just kind of made me feel like a little bit defeated because I had been in such a great space, and I thought that the reason why I was in a great space was because of the all fruit diet. And although I have done really well on the all fruit diet, Saturday I didn't do well because of the winery trip, and I ended up eating a Bavarian pizza. I mean, Bavarian pretzel, some pizza, some hummus, and carrots and celery. And so then that night, I chose to eat a bunch of cabbage that my mother had fixed. And so I've kind of deviated a little bit from the all fruit diet with the, sporadic choices of eating things that is that is not fruit. At any rate, I don't know what's going on with me and the itching, but I think it has to do something with my nervous system. And I think it has something to do with eczema because the itching is, it literally does make me feel like I want to commit suicide because I can't stop it. No amount of scratching helps. When I was younger, I think I was about 16 years old, I let this guy scratch my back raw in this, right at this particular spot. Because when I itch, it's always in this real, specific spot. And so I made him basically scratch and scratch and scratch until I couldn't even stand him scratching anymore because my skin was raw. It was just all ate up. But I am pretty sure that this has something to do with my nervous system and it has something to do with eczema. But I just don't know. I've deviated a little bit away from this diet because I just ate 2 bags of Oreos because I was so stressed out today because of the itching. And yesterday, I ate 3 handfuls of pretzels in the middle of the day. And I believe all of this has something to do also with my period, not period. Because, in case I didn't explain it, because I made this video like 3 times, but in case I didn't explain it, the period, not period for me is the fact that I have and have been since probably before 2012, but maybe a year before 2012, have had I was actually ministrating then though, but the emotional roller coaster that was going on during the time that I was supposed to be ministrating, and now that I have the period, not period, it lasts so long. Like then it was lasting 2 weeks long. And so to me, it felt like 3 weeks because the symptoms started 1 week and then they progressed through the next week. And then the third week I might have my period. And then once the period was over, I would feel normal for like a week. And then I'd start the whole process all over again. Like it was insane that I did that from 2012 probably till maybe shit. It really hasn't stopped. It just it doesn't last 3 weeks. At any rate, when it does come, it ruins me during that time. Like, I am extremely, extremely suicidal. It seems like the suicidal thoughts overwhelm me and they take control of me. And to the point where I actually have a plan these days, and a plan that I know will work. I'm not going to tell anybody, but yeah, I don't want to kill myself. But during this period, not period time, I am so emotionally overwhelmed. That's the thought that I have that makes me feel like that this is the only thing that's going to make me feel any better. At any rate, this is my period, not period time. And it started last week because it normally starts right before I have my son for the weekend. And I was feeling amazing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I would say I was feeling amazing Saturday and Sunday too. Yesterday, I felt like my normal self. I wasn't feeling amazing like I was Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of last week when I should have been down and depressed and crying and letting everything bother me that could bother me and snapping on people because I'm really angry and mean during that time too. And so it's just a lot going on. And I think the fruit is helping clear that up because I know for a fact last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday and Sunday too, that I would have been an emotional wreck and I wasn't. And so today, for the itching to start, it almost feels like I lost whatever it is I had from the fruit. Because, and then like my mind wants to blame it on, me eating the Bavarian pretzel and me eating the pizza and the hummus and the carrots and the celery and then me eating the cabbage that night and then me eating, what did I eat that wasn't fruit on Sunday? Oh, more cabbage on Sunday. And then when I got into bed, I think I ate 3 small bags of Planters peanuts. And then today I ate 2 bags of Oreo cookies. But for real, it couldn't be those things. It's my nervous system. It's my nervous system. And I believe I have eczema, although it doesn't show up on the outside of my skin. But this guy, Yah'ki Awakening, to me, has, he has the cures. And I ordered my bitters probably a week before I started the diet because I wanted to start the diet on September 1st. And I think I ran into one of his videos, a couple of weeks before that. That's what made me start the all-fruit diet, And so, but I haven't gotten my bitters. I haven't gotten any of the things that I ordered from him yet. And so that kind of makes me feel like that I could deviate too and do some other things. But I wasn't eating meat or nothing else prior to me deciding to go on the all-fruit diet. I was eating fish. And, a lot of people were saying, that's meat, that's meat. Well, Yah'ki says that's meat too. But either way, I was on my own personal journey of what you consider plant-based, pescatarian, vegan. But I'm not going to do any dairy. It took me a long time to get dairy out of my system because I gave up meat in July of 2016. But then it took me like another 2 years before I finally gave up dairy. And I had already not been drinking milk, but giving up yogurt, cheese. Yogurt and cheese was probably the main thing. I didn't do much yogurt at all, but cheese. And I didn't do certain types of cheese. Like I felt like I wanted the gourmet cheeses, so I would go to Whole Foods and get these gourmet cheeses that were very tasty. And so I didn't do a whole lot of breads and stuff either. I would get what I would consider gourmet breads from Whole Foods whenever I would eat a specialty sandwich that I would make, like, the mushroom. I call it a Philly cheesesteak with no meat, but it was just mushrooms, cheese, garlic. Just trying to change my diet to try to lose weight. At any rate, the itch. I came home from work today and took 4 of those pink pills that's supposed to stop you from itching, and I still have been like itchy. And the itching, Although I went through the episode this morning with my feet and it was real, real bad, it seemed like now that the feet has stopped, it just picks these random spots all over my body that feel very intense with the itch in that spot. And most of the time I can't reach the spot, or if I can reach the spot and I scratch it, it just doesn't help. So I hope that getting the bitters and getting the other stuff, because I won a kit on his live on Instagram the other day. And see, that I just felt something on my shoulder. It just felt like a bug was biting me for real. It was like an itch that, you know, I don't know. This itching thing is driving me crazy. But one of the reasons why I'm making this video is just to get some documentation for myself. Thank you for listening.